A very good morning to all. Today, we are moving on to a new chapter, that is chapter number 12, and the name of the chapter is Safety. So first of all, let me ask you, have you heard about the word safety? So you know what is the meaning of safety? So safety means being protected from a damage or injury. So in this class, what we are going to learn is about safety at home and safety on road. Home is a common place where we get injured. So we should always follow some safety habits to avoid injuries or accidents that happens in our home. So let's discuss about the safety habits to follow in our home. The first one, do not run on the stairs. So I think you might have heard this a lot, right? Your parents and your teachers might have told you many times, don't run on the stairs. So why do we tell you, don't run on the stairs? Because you may slip from the stairs and you will get hurt. So that is why we always tell you, don't run on the stairs. So it is very, very important. You should not run on the stairs. Sometimes you may fall and you may get hurt. So that is why you should not run on the stairs. The next one, do not touch an electric switch with a wet hand. So have you all seen the electric socket in your home where we used to plug different appliances? So one important thing you need to remember is you should never put any sharp objects or should never put even your fingers inside that socket. And another important thing you need to remember is you should never touch any of these switches, any of these electric switch with your wet hand. If your hands are wet, don't touch any of these electrical switches because you may get shock. So never touch electric switch with your wet hand. See the next one. Do not play with fire. So it is also very, very important. First of all, you should never attempt to make food without the guidance of your parents. Then you should not touch the lit candle. Then you should not touch the matchbox or the matchstick. So you should not play with fire. Why? Because fire causes burns. So it causes injury. So you should never play with fire. You should always remember that. You should never play with fire. It causes burns. See the next one. Do not play with sharp objects. So you can see different objects that we use in our home, right? We use knife, scissors, glass, blades. So you should never play with any of these sharp objects. And one thing you need to remember is don't touch broken glass because the pieces of broken glass can hurt you. So you should never play with any of the sharp objects. Why? It hurts you. So you should never play with sharp objects. So if you are using anything, you should use them at the guidance of your parents. The next one. Do not leave toys or shoes on the floor or stairs. So after coming from school or after coming from outside, so where do you all keep your shoes? So do you just leave on the floor? You should never do that. What about your toys? So after playing with your toys, where do you keep them? You just leave them on the floor? Never do that. So your shoes, your toys, everything should have a proper place. You should keep them in a proper place. You should never just throw them on the floor. You just never leave them on the floor. So you know why? Because when you accidentally step on them, you may fall and you will get hurt. So that is why you should not leave anything on the floor. You should keep them at a proper place. See the next one. Do not throw fruit peelings on the floor. So where do you all throw the fruit or vegetable peelings? So on the floor, never do that. You should put them in the dustbin. So we all have a dustbin, right? So you should put them only in the dustbin. You know why? What happens if you just throw them on the floor? When you just stamp on the peelings, you may slip and you may fall. So you should never leave. You should never throw peelings on the floor. You should put them in the dustbin. See the next one. Do not be close to a door or window. So you should never sit very close to a door or window. You know why? Because when there is wind, it can suddenly shut the door and window, which will hurt you. So you should not sit very close to a window or a door. So these are some of the safety measures, or these are some of the safety rules that you can follow in your home. Coming to the next one, safety on the road. So you need to follow some safety rules on road also. So let's see what are they. The first thing, zebra crossing helps to cross roads safely. So have you seen the zebra crossing? A portion of the road which is marked with white strips. So that is the zebra crossing. So when you are crossing, you should always cross at the zebra crossing. It helps you to cross roads very safely. Here you can see the red light and the green light. So the red light that comes on at the zebra crossing tells us to stop, which means cars and buses are moving. So we need to stop. So when the green light on at the zebra crossing tells us to cross the road, where the vehicles are being stopped and we can cross the road. So we should always cross the road at the zebra crossing when it is green light. It indicates us to cross the road. So we should cross the road only when it is green light. Then, have you all aware of the traffic signs? Have you all aware of the traffic signals? When you ride vehicles, you need to follow the traffic signals. So the red indicates stop. The orange, that indicates get ready. And the green, that indicates go. So you should follow the traffic signs while riding vehicles. The red indicates stop. The orange indicates get ready. And the green indicates go. Okay. Then one important thing you need to remember is when you are walking on the road, you should always walk on the footpath or the sidewalk. Okay, so when you are walking, you should always walk on the footpath or the sidewalk of the road. Why? Because it is a safe place to walk. So you should always walk on the footpath or the sidewalk, which is safe for you to walk. The next important thing is never run or play on the road. So it is very, very important. You should never run or play on the road. Then, so do you all know to cross the road? So you can take page number 81 in your textbook, and there is a box given, life skill. So these are the golden rules to cross the road safely. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to find a safe place to cross, then you need to stop. Okay. Then you need to look at your left, then you need to look at your right, then you need to look at your left again, and only when everything is clear, you can cross the road. Okay. In page number 81, there are two questions given. Tick the true statement. First one, do not play with a knife. So is it right? Yes, you should not play with a knife. Second one, throw a banana peel on the floor. Is it right? No, you should never throw any peelings on the floor. You should throw them in the dustbin. So that is about this chapter, safety. Safety at home and safety on road. So you need to follow some safety measures at home and on road to protect yourself from not being injured or damaged. So you should follow some of the safety measures to protect yourselves to avoid accidents. So we'll meet in the next class and discuss the exercise. Till then, thank you.